All right, I want to go to Anthony Gucciardi, who's going to be hosting the shower in a moment. As we continue with your calls, Melvin, Jason, Frank, Ivy, Chris, and others that are patiently holding. The toll-free number to join us is 800-259-9231. Again, the woods are lovely, dark and deep. This election is amazing, but I've got miles to go before I sleep. I've got to, I'm going to follow a bunch of special reports right now. I'm going to get in there and shoot some videos promoting the most important ad of the campaign season, just an ad trying to stop World War III. It's not even political. It's going viral right now on Infowars.com. And the title of the video is, "This viral video has Hillary running scared." So that's up on Infowars.com right now. And I really want to ask folks to get that video and send to everybody you know. I'd like it to have 20 million views between our Facebook channel and our YouTube channels. It's got like 1,200,000 last time I checked an hour ago. That's great. We should do other stuff, like post it to Paul's Facebook too. He gets a lot, like 3 or 4 million views on a lot of those videos. So we should do it like on different, people say, yes, we are posting the link to the YouTube on Facebook. No, post it on Facebook video. See, I'm not here hiding proprietary secrets. I want people to win the fight against the globalist. Mainstream media will do something like post a video one place, find out what has the biggest monetization on it, because I care less about making money on this. It's negligible. It's about stopping World War III. And then they'll just obsess over one video they promote the most. I found it's best to put it on a bunch of platforms, and then it only makes it bigger. And so this video needs to go on Paul's Facebook, not just my Facebook, and not just his YouTube and my YouTube. We need it everywhere. We need it on every channel we've got. You need to copy it to your channel. You need to get it out to everybody, because that's the whole list of subscribers you've got that are going to be seeing this. And every little bit really has a giant effect. I mean, I wish. It's probably even put out a version that doesn't have InfoWars on it. So maybe other talk show hosts would use it and play it. I just want to stop the globalist. That's the goal here. Now, I want to play a few minutes of Trump as he was about to give a speech just an hour ago, hour and 15 minutes ago, in New Hampshire, learning that the FBI was going back after Hillary. And then I'll hand the baton to Anthony after we play about 5-6 minutes of this clip. And then I'll be back this Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. Central. Lord willing, because you never know what's going to happen with the way they're coming after free speech. But I got to tell you, Anthony, we're going to skip this break so you have more time to play this clip and then come back and take calls. But we've been just talking during the breaks and stuff, because your office is right by the TV studio here in the office, larger office. We're not just hype-driven. I mean, as you know, people that just get excited over nothing. We can feel it. We can see it. Everything Hillary is doing turns to crap. But we really should be concerned, because they are going to pull out all the stops now. The problem is they've already pretty much pulled out all the stops propaganda-wise, and I don't even get off on it because it's so dangerous, but watching all these chicken-neck traitors that have worked for the system and are just, they're hired because they're empty yes men and women. They're hired because they're narcissists. They're hired because they're dishonorable. They're hired because they're followers. They're hired because they're cowards. And just to watch this army of scum flaying around, flopping around, waddling around, twisting in the wind is justice.
It doesn't take much to look at the headlines and realize that the system, the so-called establishment, whatever you want to say, right, is lost its mind. It's gotten so brazen, but at the same time so weak. The news media corporations don't even care anymore. Like some of these headlines we could just read off, and it sounds like it's so outlandish it couldn't be true. Like they just kicked Russia off the UN Human Rights Council, but then they re-elected Saudi Arabia. Okay, Saudi Arabia, where if females talk to men they're not related to, they get lashed or they could be dismembered. Okay, Saudi Arabia, where women can't drive. Saudi Arabia, where women are basically treated like dogs, and if you drink alcohol, you could be sentenced to 50 lashes or you could be killed. But Russia's removed from the UN Human Rights Council. And not that Russia's even so great or anything.
That is huge news. I didn't know that. It was so crazy to put, well, I mean, they're angels compared to Saudi Arabia. Yeah. China, everybody's on it. I mean, it's total cuckoo land. That's what I'm saying. What do you think of Bloomberg coming out and saying, yeah, all these cities let illegals vote and states are passing laws, but Trump's insane, it doesn't exist. Actual articles in the first 2 paragraphs contradicting themselves.
Well, you know what the best response is? When you're beaten in an argument, okay, instead of using logic or reason, which is not how this country operates anymore, never, 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 you just say, that's not the case at all. That's not the case at all. Just like Obama says, there's election rigging. The elections are totally flawless. There's nothing wrong with the elections.
Obamacare's free.
It's free.
There's no penalties.
Well, anything can be anything when you say it like that, right? So you could even say like, wow, it seems like maybe Obamacare doesn't work. Works great. It's the ultimate answer to anything when you actually can't respond to something. You just say the biggest lie ever, and then what happens is there's like a margin where people fall in, where if you say, for example, I'm a huge pink elephant, but someone else says, that guy's not a pink elephant, the truth, people just mentally, psychologically say, well, it's somewhere in the middle, right? So
yeah, well, I talk about that British psychological warfare manual I read years ago. It said that, like, if we've killed 4,000 people in a village, we just announced 10 were killed, and once the real number comes out, people will average it down.
yeah, they just say, well, no one's so crazy they'd lie so deeply about something, so it must be half true. Like,
You're kind of looking like a pink elephant all of a sudden.
I am a pink elephant, actually. No, that's 100% true. And if anyone disagrees with that, they're wrong.
They're
And
racist.
they're racist against pink elephants because that's how I identify. That's how I feel. And if you're going to disagree with me, I'm just going to say, no, I am a pink fluffy elephant. And in fact, when you touch me, it feels like clouds. And that's real life. That's all true.
And Hillary's a beautiful woman.
She is beautiful. She's Miss America and Miss Universe.
We were saying that. We were like North Korea and say, she makes the sun shine, the clouds. I mean, they're only a few steps away from that.
Maybe she's the big pink elephant that feels like clouds. I don't know.
I mean, but you know, I am worried though, because there's this new tactic where they've got articles about me every day that just literally have quotes I never said.
well, that's one way to do it, right? Or the best is also when they take something to attack someone, or they'll take something to attack you or something, and they'll mix it up and stuff. And it's like, it's obviously mixed up. It's you're being funny, like it's humorous, like you get it, you're in on the joke. It's not even
Trump charging into a
piece.
goblin's nest,
Kissing goblins,
goblins vomit, catch him in bed with a goblin.
That video has 8 million views. I think it's great. I love that video. I think that is
yeah. Well, the trolls
beautiful.
love it because we don't mind being made fun of. We think it's funny.
You laugh at it.
But then they'll
You
like
think it's
national news.
you think
Look
it's
at him
funny.
crazily talking about goblins. It's a 20-minute rant edited down to 10 seconds.
As if you're sitting here talking about goblins. But the best is, no, everyone already knows what you're talking about. They're listening. They're listening right now. They're on the websites, right? So it's not like, they always act like, oh, he's some internet guy that no one knows about. Look, he's talking about goblins. Like, no, people already know what you're talking about. They're listening. That's the whole point.
I was likening Hillary and the people as goblins. And I was thinking if he has to hire a few politicos to get in, as long as he isn't, you know, charging into goblins' nest, kissing goblins, goblins vomit, catch him in bed with a goblin. You know, as long as he doesn't end up getting in bed with goblins. Don't we get the metaphor?
I totally get it. I love it. I say charge into a goblin's nest all day long.
They say goblins are actually the funnest, you know, when the light's off. So
I can only, and once again, not only am I pink elephant, I have personal experience in that realm as well. And no one can debate that.
well, you identify as a goblin.
I do, a pink elephant / goblin, whenever I choose. It depends on my mood. And you know what?
I think we should put in bathrooms for elephants. If somebody identifies as an elephant,
they get they get a huge trough. They get an elephant room. You know what's funny though? We're joking around, we're being silly, we're being facetious, but this is the same logic that is supposedly serious, right?
by the way, can you guys Google baby elephant getting in a child swimming pool? Can you guys go to YouTube? Baby elephant climbing into swimming pool. And it's trying to get in. And I always want to play this clip and say, this is Hillary Clinton trying to get out of the email mess, or this is how easy Obamacare is to work. You see the little baby elephant's trying to get the deal?
Yeah. You know what else is funny too? So you think, oh, this is weird. That Biden video you did that I want to play at some point today in this hour.
Oh, yeah, he's talking about wants to beat up Trump.
Talks about like, how dare he talk about women like that? I want to bring him behind the gym and beat him up. And then it's all just videos just from one little thing, one little event of him just acting so creepy and weird with these little
and then
girls.
asking 12-year-old girls out on dates, and the mothers are actually like pushing him away.
Look at him smelling their hair, though. It's so bizarre. It's so weird.
Yeah, I mean, if your girlfriend wasn't in a good mood, she wouldn't like you doing this to her.
Well,
This is like it's literal sexual advances. And the problem is there's hours of them. All he does is just grab, he's just a little girl. He runs at them.
And he's like smelling her hair, and then he goes in for a kiss. Like he's like contemplating the kiss. He's like smelling the hair, and then you could tell him, you could see when he makes a decision, he like goes in to kiss, and then the girl's like, the girl like,
And he says to the mother,
moves
I'd like to
away.
date your daughter.
And he's like, let me get a one with her alone. And they're all like, ooh. She's like 8 years old, 10 years old. I don't know, however old she is.
Oh, this is so creepy.
Super weird.
Dude, if some guy was doing that to my daughter, I'd punch him right in the nose.
Well, he's going to beat up Trump, so.
Oh, yeah, right. Freaking
He's a
gangster.
ball.
I'm so sick of these
He's a
wannabe
ball.
gangsters. I guarantee you that guy, man, getting a boxing ring with him. I mean, when he was young, whatever. It'd be a joke. What a piece of crap.
I still think we should do a boxing event with you and another contender. All money goes to charity. I think people would love to
I'll
watch
get my
that.
ass kicked, probably.
No, I don't know.
I'll get to trade punches with Weldon. I'm old now. I can't do it. Anyways. All right, we're going to skip this break. I want to play this Trump clip. You take over. I know you have that other one. I mean, that's the thing about Biden. Biden caught groping little girls. I mean, you can't make this up. The White House has all these top rappers singing songs at the White House about raping women. And then Michelle's all cracking voice, Trump the tape. I'm scared. I'm scared.
It's non-logic. Remember I played that one song for you? It's literally like about date raping girls and stuff. And here's the thing, though. They make such a big deal and say, oh, everything is so horrible. It must be politically correct, blah, blah. And then they invite these people to the White House. It's a big joke.
Well, I want to know who wants a woman passed out when they're having sex with them. It's kind of like these Muslims that want 40 virgins. Sounds like a freaking nightmare. I mean, who wants, well, it does show these Arrested Development. These guys like, I get the champagne, put the Molly in. They don't know what I did and do what I did the next day. You know, it's like, bitch slap, ho, boom. They're like, oh, you're so liberal.
But look, it's one thing if those rappers want to rap about that and like rap about killing cops or whatever. Great. They can do like, cool. That's your thing.
Yeah, just don't run around going, you're so upset about Trump, which they actually have rappers do. Trump
you can't have it both ways. If you're going to listen, like, I'll listen to some so-called, lewd music, whatever. I'm not going to listen to that music, though, and then say, oh, my God, did you say a curse word? How dare you? It's the weird, illogical, like, unreasonable thing where they praise it and invite those people to the White House, but then act like they're going to cry when they heard something.
Oh, I know. I mean, Michelle Obama with the fake cracking of the voice. I can't sleep. I'm scared, Trump. There's always,
and meanwhile, it's literally like.
Meanwhile, both their daughters are there with the big fat goblin. Speaking of a real goblin, talking about a goblin nest. Rick Ross shaking their asses at the White House with him going, I rape bitches down with the hose. And Michelle's shaking her ass.
It's like a comedy special. It's like it's not even that we're being funny. It's just funny. You know what I mean? Like it's not real life. It's so weird and fake. And then people act like they're so upset. Like Michelle was crying.
No, Glenn Beck said it was the most powerful speech ever. See, I told you. Now I'm going to go on NPR right now and be the apologist for conservatism. I guess it is time to turn the guns in.
She was heartbroken at the mistreatment. They had no idea that people spoke like that they talked about women in that way. As the song is about date raping women, giving them ecstasy so that they don't know they're having sex and they're knocked out in their alcohol and then like orgasming in them. It's like, oh, Trump said
Hillary's like, have you heard Beyonce? She's so wonderful. And it's all the same stuff, 50 times worse than Trump. And then Trump's recorded secretly, edited, and make a big deal out of it. And they go, he's put this on TV for girls to hear.
But here's the
They're the ones putting it on TV.
Exactly. And they're the ones pushing that stuff in the White House. I don't care if there's rappers that want to rap about that stuff. Great. Like, we're not going to sit here and be like, how dare they say these things? I mean, this is real life, right? But to propose that they're amazing, but anyone else they disagree with that says anything, oh, they're going to cry. So fake, so scripted. It's like a play. It's like an elementary school play where you just kind of clap along like, oh, yeah, good job, But it's so obvious, and they don't even play the roles, and they just say things like, it's just great. Nothing's happening. It's totally fine. I mean,
well, we've got the videos of Biden perving out, so I want to let you get to that, get to these other calls coming up. But right now, here is Trump as he learned, right as he gave a speech, the FBI has reopened the investigation, which just shows that the public knows what's happening. They can't get away with it. The new smoking gun evidence has come out in the WikiLeaks, and this is huge. To quote Trump, here it is.
I need to open with a very critical breaking news announcement. The FBI has just sent a letter to Congress informing them that they have discovered new emails pertaining to the former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's investigation and they are reopening the case into her criminal and illegal conduct that threatens the security of the United States of America.
Anybody thinks this movement's going away?
Hillary Clinton's corruption is on a scale we have never seen before. We must not let her take her criminal scheme into the Oval Office. I have great respect for the fact that the FBI and the Department of Justice are now willing to have the courage to right the horrible mistake that they made.
Makes you wonder what led them to do that.
This was a grave miscarriage of justice that the American people fully understood. And it is everybody's hope that it is about to be corrected. So that is a big announcement that I heard 10 minutes ago. And I guess, obviously, most of you folks have heard about. And in all fairness, for all of the people that have suffered for doing so much less, including just recently, 4-star General James Cartwright, General Petraeus, and many others, perhaps finally justice will be done.
I don't think anyone's mentioned, earlier Alex broke this, that the Twitter of the individual that was apologetic and saying Hillary did nothing wrong, there was no emails that were bad in any way, who I guess worked for her, he deleted all his tweets.
The rest of my speech is going to be so boring. Should I even make the speech? We will talk about borders, right? We will talk about trade. We'll bring back our jobs. We'll strengthen our military. And let's get going, okay?
That's the great golden toad.
General Flynn is a great general, and I want to thank you for being here.
Suppose Hillary runs Al-Qaeda. Idiot tried to cover that up. Didn't work, did it? Because you people are idiots.
General Flynn was going up. We heard this news. I said, General, get up there and keep them busy. We want to digest what just happened here. Thank you, General. In 11 days, we're going to win New Hampshire.
By the way, when they fired Flynn for exposing it 2 years ago, how much they hate the fact that Flynn basically runs the campaign.
To win back the White House.
Former head of Defense Intelligence. Basically the Army. I mean, Anthony, it's so good to see finally America's instincts kick back in, and these criminals that have hijacked the nation are crapping their pants. When you see Hillary climb up in the plane today, she looked like a rat going on board. I mean, she was just stumbling around, looked like she was half dead. I mean, the weakness of this demon.
The boiling point has been reached 100%. Listen to how mad those people are in the audience. That is how everyone feels in this entire country. Whether or not you even want to ascribe it to each individual candidates or whatever, this has been happening for a long,
Hillary's out to get us. She's a piece of filth.
The system,
she admits she hates America and prosperity and guns and everybody. She hates black people. She hates Hispanics. She hates whites. She hates poor people. She's a piece of filth.
We all bought into the lie at one point in our life, and now as a collective, though, the country is literally saying, oh, my God, it's been a lie the entire time.
And I'll tell you, I'm not bragging, but I'm not proud. I have a feeling of intense satisfaction, of not completion, but if they got me now, you know, I feel like I've fulfilled my true mission because I know, and the enemy knows it, they admit it, our resistance, what we've done, breaking down the enemy's operations is the heart of every core resistance operation now. And to see it duplicating now, it's fantastical, Anthony. I mean, I don't care about big buildings or money or jet airplanes. I really care about stomping these globalists, and God is delivering.
It's kind of like in a medieval siege when you've got the castle and the castle's being defended, and that's the system, and you have the battering rams, and somebody's got to push the battering rams, and they get shot by the archers, and the arrows are flying everywhere and stabbing, hitting people, and there's blood everywhere, and they're dying, but somebody's still got to push the battering ram up to the gates, because if those gates don't get open, then nothing's going to work.
Exactly. The Trendies keep thinking I'm getting beaten because I'm full of arrows. They don't get, I know what I'm doing.
You're bashing down the gate,
We're
man.
ramming
You're
this
pulling it
son of a
back.
bitch down, and I'm telling you, those doors are falling right now. They're on fire. The enemy is beginning to turn and run. Let's just hope they don't fail forward and launch a big war. Anthony, take over on the other side. We'll show incredible footage of the pervert vice president. How dare him attack Trump? He is a pervert filth.